Hi, this is Russell Murray from Delaware Business Incorporators, and in today's video I wanted to talk about an accounting service, an accounting system I should say, for nonprofit corporations. And the accounting software that I'm going to talk about is called Striven. And Striven is a software service that's provided by Miles Technologies out of Lumberton, New Jersey. And they developed this for their company, their own company 8 years ago. And a couple of years ago, they opened it up to their own customer base and to the public so that this is an alternative to QuickBooks. And it can do a lot more than what QuickBooks does. So I was doing a little research on accounting or nonprofit accounting services that are out there, so software. And what I noticed was there's some software out there that's good for accounting, but a nonprofit needs to do the same things that a lot of businesses need to do. They need to keep track of, they need to raise money, so through a donor list. So they need to keep track of their donors, which we call customers in this program. And they need to be able to do a fast reporting. So you need to be able to supply your accountant and the government with information on your donors and how much they've donated and when they donated and how much and what your expenses are as a nonprofit. So there's a number of different things that you need to keep track of. And a simple accounting system can do part of it, but something like Striven can do all of the pieces. So in Striven, we have something called the multi-touch. So you can actually set up campaigns, email campaigns, where you type up a message and you can send that out to them. So, which is, you just name your donor campaign, and then you go about selecting the recipients that you want, and then you can actually have different subscribe and unsubscribe message types, so that and I would think if you were doing something where it was an email blast, you would want to be able to give people that aren't already donors, you'd have to give them the option to unsubscribe. And this system can do this. So you can have as many message types as you want. People that are already donors and have agreed to receive emails from you, you don't have to have an unsubscribe for them. But it's nice is that you can have an option, so you can do either one. And you can also have it come from a different person in the office. You can have somebody that prepares the campaign, but then somebody else, it looks like it comes from somebody else, and the follow-up can all be automated. So, if there's you're trying to do a donation drive and you need to raise money by a certain date, you can keep sending these emails out. And the nice thing is that they can be recurring, and you can have multiple different messages within this multi-touch campaign. So it's a very powerful module. So the other thing that a nonprofit needs to do is keep good records. They keep track of events, and the marketing tools is what I just talked about, which was the multi-touch. So with your customers, and these would be your donors, you can, let me just see if I have one in here. I think I put in wealthy donor as a customer, Mr. and Mrs. Wealthy Donor. So they're in here, and the system's pretty fast. I mean, this is real time right now, what we're doing. And so all this is their dashboard for this particular customer. So this is where you could keep track of all their payments. If they were happy with your organization, they could actually respond to that. And what's nice too is that the donor can actually have a portal. Now this is ours that's set up, but you can modify, you can change this any way you want. This is all customizable. Some of this is not customizable. You can turn some of these things on and off, but you can see how There's payment profiles. You can set up, the customer or donor can set up auto pay. Here you can get a list of the transactions. So if there's anything that's open that they haven't paid yet and they've agreed to pay, it would show up here. I would think with donors, what you would want to do is set them up on a recurring invoice basis. So their credit, let's say they were willing to pay $10 a month or $100 a month. You could set up an invoice for that and it would automatically go out on that time period. So for instance, if I go to here and I set up an invoice for them, and you can see I can do Mr. Let's see, let me think it was wealthy customer, wealthy donor. So I'll put wealthy donor in, and then let's say the donation, I have a test item here that I use, but let's say the donation is so much per month. So we'll set up as a recurring. So you can see we can put in 10 days. We can tell them basically we're going to be hitting their credit card in 10 days. We can do it monthly. We can say the next date's going to be 6/10/2021. Let's see here. And then on the 10th of every month, with no end date, we'll set that up. So what will happen is looks like I need to do something else here. Let's see here. Oh, we need to put in proper date. So anyway, so that way this is set up now. So once all this information is filled in, then you hit save, and then every month that will come up automatically. Now we have this set at 90 days. We don't want to do that. We want to do it as a upon receipt type thing. And what's nice is the wording can be changed. So you don't have to use business wording. You can use donation or nonprofit organization wording. It better reflects, what you're doing and what you're collecting the money for. The other thing is too, we have something called forms, which you can actually have a donation form. So you can have questions. So how much do you want to donate each month? How much you want to donate, let's say. So we'll do that, and then we'll put in an amount. So we'll make that add. We'll make this a required. Oops. And then how often would you like to make a donation? So this is where you could have something already set up where you have multiple choice with radio buttons. So for instance, you could say weekly or bi-weekly. And you can see how fast this is. I'm setting this up on the fly right now. Monthly, you could do a quarterly, we could do a semi-annual, we could do an annual. So all these things would go in, and that becomes part of your form. Oops. Get rid of that one there. So when the form generates, you're going to have how much you want to donate, how often, and then so all this information will come in. And what's nice is you can set up this form. So let's say for me, I'm going to get notified, and then we'll do it as a public link. So when I generate this, you're going to have a nice link here. And so this is how it would come in. So somebody would go to your website and click on a link. They want to make a donation. So they would come to this link, and you'd fill in how much they want in a weekly, and then they'd hit submit. And then you would get that request put into the system. Now, of course, you would ask for address and other information that you might want to state on there. But it's really powerful. And then when they come into your email address, then you could set up the donation invoice to be whatever they've stated that it needs to be. So, and the other nice thing too is that you could actually have, when you do your multi-touch email, you can include those links in the email. So let's say we're going to add a campaign here. We'll call it the donor campaign test. And we're going to pick out customer here. and the category, and we'll do a catch-all here. And so every customer that, we don't want to use that because I've got too many in there, but let's say the customer, let's see here. Well, I think you get the idea. I'm not going to send any of this to these people, but, and then you could do a general email marketing. We'll do a marketing. We'll allow someone to do an unsubscribe. So what I wanted to show you was you have the ability to put in a form link in your message. So, you know, dear Mr. and Mrs. Donor. Now, of course, this would be a drop down. So you could do the contact name. We'll do the first name, and we can do the last name. So this gives you an idea. So you can actually do your form here. You know, thank you. Let's see here what we'll do. We'll do thank you for donating in the past. We really need your support this year. Would you be willing to donate again? And then what you would do is please click this link. And then that link would be the link that we had before. So let's see, we'll do something like, let's see here. I think the link is still in there in my paste. Nope, don't have it in there. Let's see here. Go back to here. We'll go back to this form because I already generated the form, so I know I can generate it again. So we're going to do share public link. Gives you an idea. So let's say we copy that, and we're going to put that into our message. So just give you an idea how fast this is, how flexible it is. It gives a lot of, what I want to do is I'm going to change this target, so we'll make it a new window. So when someone clicks on that link, sincerely nonprofit organization. So put your name in there, you can put your director's name, whatever you wanted to do. And then we'll do a save and close. So you could do, you can send this automatically, send it to me. You can have set this up to be recurring. The first message can't be recurring, but subsequent messages can. And you can attach a survey or a quiz or anything else. So in this case here, this link here, they would click on that and it would take them to that form, and then they could actually, you know, put in the information that they want to, you know, make for their donation. So that's just to give you an idea on how that works. And we'll get rid of this, and we'll come back to. So then we'll come to accounting. So you want, so here's your vendor section. So you can place your orders for services from your vendors. You can approve bills. You can pay bills. You know, all your normal accounting functions can easily be handled. You can print from your accounting dashboard. You can print your checks. You can get a list of your recurring invoices. If a credit card doesn't go through, you'll get a list, a failed payments list, and you can say, and it has a module that allows you to pre-build 4 different messages that go out. So you know, sometimes people's credit card numbers will expire, or their expiration dates will expire. You can also print invoices or donation requests too. So it has all your banking features. You're writing checks, keeping track of credit cards. We can do reconciliations for all the different bank accounts that you may maintain. You can do your reconciliations for if you have a company credit card, nonprofit credit card. And then it has an online banking integration too with many of the largest banks. And there's, I don't know how many, 30, 40, 50 banks that it works with. And that's basically drawing that information in from your bank into Striven, so you don't have to retype everything. And these items really don't apply for nonprofits. If your nonprofit is doing a project, you could set up the project, and you can have all the different people that are involved